So my favorite way to do this is we have applied our edge banding, and then I'm going to take this edge banding tool. You can get these for pretty cheap on Amazon. I think this was less than 15 bucks. They have mixed reviews. And I think the problem for that, I didn't buy one for a really long time because of that. So basically you can see each side, it goes in, the edge banding goes into this little curve, and that's a blade. So eventually you're gonna have to replace these blades or they're gonna dull. But there's a blade on the top, blade on the bottom, blade on top, blade on bottom. So you can basically sandwich your piece of wood and run it across. Hard thing is, there is no way that I can get an even squeeze on this and do the same squeeze on the top and the bottom of my edge banding and trim it. I just can't. And I don't get it even, and it doesn't look good. And I think that's why people don't like it, is they think they should be able to squeeze it and run it and it's gonna be perfect. So what I've discovered, so the first thing I'm gonna do is trim down my edges. So all I mean by that is, so this one is flush, this one is flush, that's my one corner. Then my other side, right here where I have my excess, I'm just gonna take my razor blade and I'm gonna run that through there and break off the excess. So I'm flush or close to flush. It doesn't have to be perfect because you can run a sander over that. Okay. Instead of trying to squeeze this down evenly, I just don't have the grip strength for it. I'm gonna use the whole thing as a spacer, kind of. I'm not gonna take the bottom off because I can grab it, but I'm going to basically start let me just show you. I'm gonna start it, so this little section rests on your board, this right here, and I'm going to start off of my board because I wanna make sure that I get the edge of my banding, otherwise it can bend it and break it. And so from the top, let me just show you. When I start, I'm gonna start not here, but off it, so my blade is off the edge, so when I start, I can gouge it and get underneath of it. Now I'm not pushing down yet, I'm just showing you that I'm starting farther away and then going. So I'm not even worrying about the bottom. I'm gonna do the top and the bottom separately. So I'm just gonna get my blade lined up and I'm gonna work all the way. Now I'm just gonna turn this so that I can continue on. So you started at the end, and as you go, this curls up because it's just trimming off that little bit of excess. And so I'm gonna go just the top. I'm not pushing on the bottom. I'm not worrying about trying to do both sides at once. I'm just doing one side at a time. So then I have it nice and flush. I'm gonna flip it over and do the other side. See, I still have all this extra on the bottom. I'm gonna do the same thing I did on the other side, start off of it, slide on. It's too hard to try to squeeze it perfectly and do both sides at once. And if you feel like you need to go again, you can. Now, this is still a little rough. So what I like to do, if you look at it and you have any kind of gaps, so see, sometimes there's like an imperfection in the cut on the plywood and it's gonna splinter a little bit and there's not a lot you can do. But this little gap right here, you can see that's where the glue did not bond all the way. So I pushed it down really good flat here, but around this curve, my glue could be adhered better. So what I like to do, I get my block, I get my heat source, and then I'm gonna do another run with my iron, and I'm gonna run. What I'm trying to do is kind of adhere over the curve on the edge. So I'm gonna get really good adhesion, hopefully. It looks better, and it's also gonna help with the longevity, but I don't just use my iron, then I take my block, and I'm gonna do that all the way down on both sides. Kind of at a 45. And I can see it as it bonds, that gap, that glue is joining and improving. It's not gonna be perfect because it's still two pieces coming together on a change of plane, but it's better. Already you're gonna be amazed. So where we had those gaps, now we can see instead of the gaps, we have a little bit of glue splinched out. So I'm gonna do both sides and then we'll do a final sand on this before we wanna do whatever finish, but we definitely helped with that gap. One, I think this is now gonna hold up longer, but also looks nicer to the close eye. Now the final thing we're gonna do is we're gonna do a sand on this corner. you gotta keep in mind, you only have a veneer on this plywood and this is just a thin piece. So we wanna go fine grit. I wouldn't go any stronger than 220. And so you can either do this by hand. It depends on your comfortability. I mean, by hand is always gonna take a little longer, but if you're concerned that you're gonna blow through it, like this already feels great, it doesn't take that much work. And it already is smoothing it out, makes it where this corner is not, it looks nice and it also feels nice. It doesn't feel just kind of sharp like you're catching on that little edge of glue and banding. So you can take your fine grit paper and just kind of do that, and that's great, and it doesn't take you that long. You also can take a power sander, but be careful if you don't feel like you can be light-handed, don't go this way. And you're just gonna kind of curve over. I start here on the edge and curve this way to get the best results. But ultimately, I'm really happy with just doing this by hand, and I'm not doing big enough projects usually where that's too big of a deal for me to do that, and it feels great and it looks great. So we're gonna do both sides. Most of the time when I feel like I need my power sander, it's when I have had glue that has oozed out and it's just taking a while to get it off by hand, and I want to take that because it's going to get that excess squished out glue. But you can usually do this by hand, no problem. And you're just gonna get a beautiful look. Now, when I have a problem that doesn't look nice, it's almost always because my plywood split when I cut it. I always start with a fresh blade when I'm using plywood to build furniture or something nice. But if you take a look at how nice this looks, so again, that's what it looks like without it. Look how beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful finish. Nice and smooth. You can run your hand across it. Looks like a solid piece of wood from that side. So you just gotta take your time. See how nice that looks? Really, really nice finish. So that's how I get this finish on there, and that's kind of what I found to be my best process. So happy building and best of luck. See you guys on the next one.